everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back from the brand new video, and today's video is the video I have been waiting to talk to you about, ladies and gentlemen, because me and Eve have been sitting doing the exact same thing now nearly every minute of every day, sitting refreshing Twitter over and over and over again, and every single time a tweet did come out for Rangers we all got excited, we were ready to go, only to be teased and tickled by the Rangers admin. But finally, ladies and gentlemen, over half an hour ago, we have got the news that we've been waiting for. And just in case the title doesn't give it away, just in case the thumbnail never gave it away, just in case the noise that's around the place right now hasn't gave it away along with this massive smile, of course, today is the day that we are here to react and welcome the 17th manager of this phenomenal, one-of-a-kind football club by the name Giovanni van Bronckhorst. Honestly, nation, I mean, you talk about plump bags plumping and all that malarkey. Well, I'm sitting here impregnated by this news. Genuinely, I was fine half an hour ago. Now, I'm sitting here like this, ready to give birth because of this little nugget of information and the nugget of news that Rangers went ahead and supplied us with, because I've said it numerous times now over the last week that this is the appointment that this football club needed, and the fact that we went ahead and got it is honestly absolutely incredible, because when have you ever seen any sort of manager or anything like that who leaves a football club in the circumstances they did, like what Gerrard did, leaving us with scants pulled down at the most difficult point coming in to a season, but where the entire support and the entire fan base has rallied behind one man and one man only. Honestly, there was no mentions there of people, no one was interested, maybe here or there in passing, but every single person got behind one man and one idea, and the Rangers board went ahead and delivered it, and that for me is absolutely incredible, and genuinely it'd bring a tear to a glass eye. And you know what, as the man's went ahead and signed for 56, if you didn't mind helping the old channel out and help us push towards our own 56, that'd be greatly appreciated if we can get that bad boy gone at the same time. And genuinely, I'm sitting here with a massive smile on my face, and there feels like just this massive weight off the old shoulders, because again, this is exactly what I've wanted. And if everyone who's tuning into today's video has seen my last couple of uploads, you'll know exactly why Gio is the man for me. But just in case you have missed the videos or anything, or even if you just want to bathe in the excitement and the joy that we all currently have, I will keep this one a wee bit shorter and sweet, but I want to talk about why I think this is an absolute pitch perfect first ballot Hall of Fame appointment by the Rangers board. Because let's start with it. Giovanni van Bronckhorst was an incredible player and everything like that, and we've seen his career, his wonderful time here, maybe a little bit underneath the radar because of the other players that were around there, but if you go back and you look at how good he actually was, frightening, and he's had a truly wonderful career. But we've not brought him in to be a player, we've brought him in to be a manager, and thankfully, ladies and gentlemen, in his short time as a manager, he has showed signs of being able to replicate what he'd done in his player career at the old manager frickin' level. Because I know there's a lot of moonhowlers out here talking about money and the lack of funding and blah blah blah, that's going to tie Giovanni's hands behind the back, but let them just moonhowl, alright? They'll wrap themselves in the Ivory Coast blanket and they'll be shivering about this and howling, so just ignore them, people, because what you actually need to know is Giovanni van Bronckhorst, after spending a couple of years as an assistant coach and everything like that around Feyenoord under Koeman, when he was given the opportunity to take over, not only did he win a domestic cup in his first season, but his next again year, ladies and gentlemen, he went all the way to the promised land and lifted the first league title for Feyenoord in 18 freaking years. And you know what's so impressive about that? Do you know the value of the squad, that what he put in there, and the value of the entire team that went ahead and went against the odds and dethroned Ajax, dethroned this team? The value of that team was £4.5 million. That is what he was able to churn and manage and get the best out of that talent to lead them all the fricky way. So anyone talking about needing money or anything like that is talking a lot of absolute pishola, people. This right here is a manager. Some of the success stories and some of the way he was able to really polish off some rough diamonds and get them performing at a higher level, that even after Giovanni's left and everything like that, there has been a wee bit of regression in some of these players, but you can see what he's able to do when he has got players with certain ability, and I think you can say what you want about the Rangers squad, there is certainly talent right there, so there is a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of excitement from me to see what he's able to do with this Rangers team, especially with our boy Hadji regarding the old formation, because I don't think our boy Hadji will be playing right wing much longer. Nah. imagine he'll be slap bang in the middle and be the diamond of this Rangers team, because that is what he's shown at his time at Feyenoord. That is what he likes from his midfield. He likes having one up there further in the attack, and that for me is so damn exciting. But before we talk about the formation in a wee bit more detail, I want to talk about the other things that he's done at his time at management, because we talked about 2 trophies that he won in his first 2 seasons. Well, over the next couple of years, he also lifted another 3 people in total before he left at the end of his own contract, at his own decision, after feeling like he had completed everything that he could complete at Feyenoord, as he literally won every little thing available. But it wasn't just at the domestic level either. At Holland, he ended up making them qualify for the first time in donkey's years for the Champions League. He had them in a couple of European runs. He really got them back on the map before a certain Ajax team with the likes of De Jong, De Ligt, Tadic just burst out of nowhere, and Ajax really became the superpower once again. Can't really blame him for that. That was a no bad Ajax team before it eventually got broken up by Barcelona and Juventus, etc, etc. But after leaving Feyenoord, he did go over to China for 1 year, where again it didn't really get the same amount of success, but there was a lot of factors going into that. You have to think back to when China was spending all that money and all that stuff, and all these players were going there, and then all of a sudden all that started to get cut down. Then you needed to have a certain amount of players in this team and this team, and I think that affected a lot of the teams that was really exploding at that point. And I think that's why you saw a mass exodus sort of the Chinese Football League, when after all these players who joined there, as soon as the rules were changed about the players and the money, etc, they all started to leave again. So I think that plays its part in it. Again, he left after 1 year due to the old COVID pandemic, wanting to be closer to his family. And again, you can't blame the laddie for that. And he's just been waiting and waiting now for the right opportunity and the right project. And this right here, finally, is the one. Which gives me the perfect transition in now to talk about the old formation again. And listen, I know I've mentioned this quite a lot, but I'm going to keep this one very, very short and very, very sweet, just in case you have missed the previous videos. He obviously plays the 4-3-3. We talked about Hagi in the cam role, but the more significance to me for the 4-3-3 isn't just the fact that he plays it and that's going to be easier for the players, etc, etc, because I've seen a couple of comments saying these are paid professionals, they should be able to change formation on a dime, they should be able to change this, etc and etc, and I agree to a certain extent. However, you think about the time of the season that we are in right now, right? Gerrard genuinely couldn't have left us at a worse point. I've already said it in the video, but he left us where Scans pulled down a couple days or a couple weeks ahead of a semi-final, and then gone into the most important period of the SPFL season, which is the December fixtures, where we all know we play every 3.5 minutes. There's no time to adjust or change anything. We've heard that before under Gerrard. It's literally play, rest, recover, play, rest, recover, all the way through the business month of the Scottish season. So if we went out there and we went and got a manager who played a 3-5-2, or he played this other expansive formation, and he's wanting to put his philosophy into the players, that would cause a lot of problems, because there isn't a lot of time to get on the training park and learn a new philosophy. No, we're out there and we are playing games every 3.5 days, pretty much all the way through to December. So the fact that he can come in here with similar play style and it can gel well with the players, to me makes me a lot less nervous about this massive month of fixtures that we currently have. And again, I'm sure he will tweak it and change it as the season goes on, because his 4-3-3 is a hell of a lot more attacking than Gerrard's, which was mostly possession-based style. He really gets people in and around the box. He really gets people going forward. And again, there's a lot less midfield traffic regarding the old who's sitting or who's no. A lot more attacking, and that for me is very, very exciting and should be very easy to implement in this Rangers squad, to have them cooking the way Giovanni wants them to cook. So aye people, with everything I've said in the video, with everything I said in the 56-minute video uploaded a couple of days ago, and then the 14 minutes before that, speaking about this wonderful man by the name of Giovanni van Bronckhorst, I think all that there tells you why I think this is the perfect appointment that's been made by the Rangers board. And once again, for me, Ross Wilson shows his quality and why we brought him, because you think back to a couple of years with a couple of the names that were linked with, etc, etc, to where we are right now, being able to bring in this unbelievable appointment. It's absolutely night and day, the difference of quality. And that's where I actually want to go next. I'm going to jump over to the official Rangers website and hear from the Rangers chairman, hear from Ross Wilson, and hear from the new Rangers manager, so we can all react and go through it together. Starting off with the Rangers chairman, Mr. Douglas Park, he said, "I am delighted to welcome Giovanni as our manager to begin a whole new era and build further on what has already been achieved at the club. This team is in a good position on the park, and as a board we will both support Giovanni and Ross Wilson to continue to make Rangers a success." Which is very, very important, and it's something that I want to talk about as well, because we kind of mentioned where we were the last time we were appointing a manager and the journey and everything that we had been on and where we were as a squad. Giovanni comes in as the manager of Rangers, 4 points clear of anybody in the Scottish game, with a squad that is littered with talent, in my opinion. Whether you fell out with some of them or no, there is real genuine quality right there, and hearing from obviously the chairman saying he will be backed in that as well, it just honestly ticks every single box you want here when a gaffer comes in. And that kind of leads us perfectly in a transition in to speak about the new gaffer, Giovanni, as this is what the gaffers had to say. "I am absolutely delighted to be returning to Rangers as the club's new manager. I feel so lucky to be going to work with a squad which is in a great position on all fronts and largely has the experience of being winners. I look forward to carrying on and enhancing the work that has already been done alongside Ross Wilson and the board of the club, and I'm grateful for the chance to work again at this huge football club." Now, I'm going to be honest with you, the writing didn't really emphasise the huge, but I just wanted to, because honestly the plump bags are gone and I'm struggling to sit right here in the seat. And regarding the actual statement, there's a hell of a lot more to actually go, so instead I'll just leave it down there in the description below, so you can pause this video and you can go ahead and read it at your own time or anything like that as well. It's really worth a read, and it really shows you how much the club's actually done behind the scenes to get this done, and how easy it was to actually convince Giovanni to be here. Because again, I've seen some stuff for the press about money and all that's putting him off and all that peddled nonsense and pish, but again, it shows you the proof's in the pudding. He's here, and the discussions and all that were done very, very, very quickly. But right, troops, that's really where I'm going with this one. I didn't want to take up all your night. I just want to get this video done and dusted, if I'm honest, so I can go ahead and read the old comment section. So whilst you're hopefully getting involved down there, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Give me your reactions right now, your gut and your soul reactions to Giovanni down in the comment section below. And whilst you go ahead and do that, I will jump over to Twitter and read from the people. But before I do that, in case there's any questions about the upcoming game, the old work permit and all that stuff, so as it stands right now, we'll still have the 4 that was previously mentioned in my previous upload who will be in charge for Sunday. Now hopefully the application and the work permit gets done quickly enough so you can get involved in that, but looking at the time and everything like that, that may be why Giovanni isn't a part of the dugout. But again, we don't know yet how quickly this work permit will actually be applied. Fingers crossed that he's in there and leading us out on Sunday. And honestly, I can't wait any longer, troops, so let's just get over to Twitter, because I asked them the exact same question as I asked you. What's your opinion on Giovanni being the new gaffer? And the first one comes in from Adam, and he sends this wonderful picture in. Wonderful, mate. I was going to go for that kind of look, but I couldn't fit the hat on. It was a full malarkey. Thankfully, though, Adam pulled it out the bag. Charlie's the next one in. He says, "Gio, you're the one. You still turn me on. The League Cups are coming home again." Honestly, Charlie, know the new, son. I'm barely sitting down as it is, big man, but I like it. I like it for you. Scott is the next one in. He writes in, "Best choice we could have made. Fantastic player with a great managerial record. Players a more driven style on our 4-3-3. Good things coming the way for Rangers." Douglas writes in, a legend returns. Has done well for Feyenoord. He is the man to bring home 56. And I believe Douglas is a Livingston fan, so Martindale will appreciate that comment as well for the big chap. Jay writes in, "Didn't think it'd be so good because we already knew, but seeing him with the club, etc. just gets me buzzing." Graham writes in, "Absolutely buzzing. Let's Gio." Oh, he spun it. He's worked it back. I appreciate things like that. He's using that. East End writes in, "The most obvious and exciting candidate who has the immediate unanimous support from the fans. Can't ask for much more. It's an absolute no-brainer. What an appointment." Spot on in every word that man said. Dylan writes in, "I expect nothing less than an orange wall on the Rangers side on Sunday." Well, I'll tell you, son, I've got to be honest with you. When I was going for this video and everything, I text my pal, I was like, "Are you going to the shop? Can you get me some orange and that so I can fire it up in the background?" Do you know what he brought me back? A Terry's chocolate orange. I need to get new friends. I need to get new friends, honestly. Ben is the next one in. He writes in, last Christmas, Stevie, I gave Stevie my heart, but the very next day, he gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to Giovanni van Bronckhorst. And then he does 3 dots and says, I'll let myself out. You do that, Ben. And the last 2 or 3 that we'll actually read out in tonight's video, Lewis is the next one in. He writes in, great appointment, probably an upgrade. I can certainly see that. And again, that's no bitterness or anything like that. We're just looking at track history. And again, there was that element of our team becoming stale. And now, with hindsight, you can look back. Maybe the reason there were some people no signing contracts or anything like that, no one to commit to the gaffer, because you could clearly see he wasn't committed to them. There may be some stuff in that now, ladies and gentlemen, but if you're talking about an upgrading, injecting some back into the squad, for me, Giovanni has done that, so I understand why you're saying that. It's going to be interesting to see if certain contracts now get signed, now that there's someone committed at the old top. Westy writes in, 2018 was let's go, 2021 is let's Gio. Just simple. Rangers. And he goes, absolutely buzzing. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people. You've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, make sure you let me know down there in the old comment section below. But until next time, I've been Sieging Over 992. If you didn't mind helping the old channel out by hitting that like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. Welcome, Gio, son. It's an absolute pleasure. Now, though, it's time for me to hit with the outro. So, take care of yourselves, everyone. All the best, and bye-bye.